Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. Got the Tundra and the baby Tundra here. So Talon has the new Tacoma TRD Pro. If you haven't seen it yet, he put out his little kind of early video on it, and this will be, I guess, the first trip that you're taking it on, huh?
First overnighter, yeah.
And if you are wondering, he was like doing a $100 Amazon camping video thing, which will be out before this video, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
So we got, here, I'll hand it off. We got some food. I told Talon it's been too long since the words wienerdilla have escaped my mouth. So we're making the famous wienerdillas here. Talon's got a ramen as well. A little bit of mac salad. Got some Reese's peanut butter bars, we'll throw in the freezer. I got a little kombucha. Oh, and we got some chalky milk to share. Sweet. So that's basically it. Gonna be a pretty simple trip. Talon has basically nothing, like a very literally stock truck with no racks, no rooftop tent, nothing. And then I have the FSR Evo XL short. I forget the naming convention.
V2 short.
V2 short. So wide but short. So yeah, we're gonna find an easy trail. We're keeping this one short and sweet because Ashley tells me she may go into labor at any second. So Talon's got a little Starlink. He'll probably talk about that more. He's talked about it with his van. And I actually just bought a Starlink Mini. So we'll show a little bit of tech in this video and we'll hit the road. All right, so we got to a pretty nice spot. Honestly, there's a lot of mosquitoes flying around though. And this is kind of the view out there, just a glorious valley with a lake and snow-capped mountains in the background and beautiful clouds. Kind of a legendary spot. But since my wife may go into labor at any moment, there's no cell phone service at this spot. And there is cell phone service at a lesser spot. Talon has Starlink, I have Starlink just in case, but we might not have the battery power to run that all night. So Talon's gonna take one for the team. We're gonna go back to a spot that's not quite as nice, but it has cell phone service. In case I get that 2 a.m. call that the contractions are hitting just right. So, all right, we're losing daylight though, so we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. Moose just crossed the road. I mean, this is kind of where we want to camp, I think, on this right spot, right?
Oh, is this where you want to camp right here?
I mean, it's a spot. Looks decent. Could at least pull in.
You do this or go to the...
All right, so it's raining. We got some thunder in the background. We actually came back towards the start of the trail. Really nice open spot, honestly. Talon is setting up his budget setup and it is raining, and we had that thunder that was kind of going crazy in the background. So I'll just get my thing set up real quick. I didn't bring any sleeping bags or pillows or anything because I think I left it all in here, hopefully. So a few clips and that's pretty much it. I keep the ladder inside of here, so I can just grab that out and pretty much be good to go. This does have an inflatable mattress on here, so I actually like it at the setting where I just open it up and let it do its own thing and keep it at that setting. So once it's there, it's pretty much good to go. And that's really it for my setup. So I'll just open the mattress valve up and let it self-inflate. I do like to suck the air out of it when I'm packing it up to really let it cram as much in there, because I basically have a padded comforter on top and 2 blankets and frick. I think I took my pillow out of here. Nope, got the pillow in there too. So we are set.
This is the Sutkus single-person tent camping dome.
Actually, this is a nice spot. Little creek down here, little bridge across the way. Not too shabby. Feels super lush. I feel like Colorado hasn't been too wet this summer. Like at my house, actually hasn't been raining a whole lot, but it's looking really lush out here. It's giving kind of some PNW vibes, which I like. A lot of little walking trails. This would have been a great spot to, if we had brought the Surons. Talon and I both have Surons, and we kind of want to bring them on some camping with us. All right, he's talking. So we got rain falling off of basically the awning. I don't know if I can see it, but I talked a little bit about this tent overhangs just a little bit on the short bed Tundra, which aesthetically isn't horrible. I like a nice flush setup, but that's hard to achieve with a short bed depending on what kind of tent you're using. And this, I also talked about the overhang. You can see right where it protects from water. It provides a little extra, like I have the Diamondback on obviously, so nothing inside is gonna get wet. Everything in here is just gonna be dry as a bone, but this area, we got a little kind of mini awning over the top, which I do like. So anyway, we'll see. This is, again, a relatively new tent to me, so I have not actually yet camped in the rain in this one, so we'll see how it holds up. There's a lot of good ventilation in the top and everything, the little top area of the Evo. So I was thinking about, so this is the short Evo. Basically, I wouldn't recommend this for anyone that's over really 6 foot tall. It'll be a little bit cramped in there. It's called the short, so it works nice for, you know, a situation like this where you can still put it on a short bed Tundra without too much overhang. But the normal one, the XL normal, is, I don't know, almost, I'm thinking it's almost about a foot longer. I forget exactly, but it's about the same width but longer. And this is, I think they call it a 2-person tent, but I feel like it's a little wider than most 2-person. Like you could easily do 2 and a kid. I may try this tent out in the XL with Ashley and Coop and the new baby, which I'm not at liberty to say their name or gender yet, but I bet we could fit the 4 of us in the XL version of this tent. So on the Tacoma, the new Tacoma, I'm thinking I may switch now that I got more passengers to a bigger kind of over the cab tent. But it may be this one because I like it. It's super easy to set up. It still is thicker than a lot. There's like a race to the thinnest tent, which is kind of nice because it's thin and streamlined. But this actually went the other way and added a little bit of extra thickness, and that's, you can fit a thicker mattress and you can fit thicker bedding, and you can keep all your stuff in there without struggling to close it. So I actually don't mind the couple, actually I prefer the couple extra inches of thickness for that reason. All right, camera inside here. I'm setting up I actually like this stove a lot, the Genesis I think it's called the base camp. And it doesn't work on Tundra's stupid ridgy tailgate really well. I should still probably replace this with something flat. I'm like in the dark. I'm like a mystery man right now. Anyway, opens up. The whole kit has big pot, big pan, very compact breakdown. And then you just screw in the fuel line, the propane. It's kind of expensive, but I just like that it has everything, the pot and pan in a super compact setup. But it doesn't, it doesn't really do anything that your cheap Coleman doesn't also do. It does have, it's like, I don't need it for the gourmet meal that I'm about to prepare for you guys. But it does have really good simmer control. Like, you can twist the little knob a bunch, and it has igniters that work really well. In my old Tacoma, I had like a 10-pound propane tank that I just had a hose that hooked up to, but it also just uses the 1 pound, the little green fuel canisters as well. And then that's really the whole setup. All right, so we got the IceCo. Let's see. I was doing a little test here. It has a magnetic battery that under normal driving conditions actually holds on pretty well to the back, but we were kind of hucking it. So anyway, battery pack here sticks on to the back, and then you're kind of good to go. So this is the IceCo APL 55 dual zone. So what we have is a treat for you guys. Haven't made wienerdillas in a while. So we got a little kombucha, we got cheese, we got tortillas, we got some chalky milk, we got some dessert ice cream going on. Now a wienerdilla, for those that haven't seen it, you could call it a quesadog. I just like wienerdilla. It's a hot dog and a quesadilla combined. So you make a little cheesy quesadilla, you cook your hot dog, and then you throw it, and then you wrap it like a cheese roll up with the wiener in the middle. Wienerdilla. Delicious. Delicious. So we're gonna make some of those tonight. But I really like, I got a bunch of water. We'll see how bad the video's been. I really like this setup. I think the marketplace will evolve a little more to have more refrigerators with battery integrations. Now this one is kind of integrated, but kind of separate. I've talked about this little magnet guy is really its own device, which is a pretty cool power pack in and of itself. It's like a very small USB cigarette lighter power pack. You could use it standalone to power, heated blankets or anything that requires a cigarette lighter or USBs. Magnets on the back, and it can run the fridge itself, probably for like 12 hours, depending on what's in there and if it's having to freeze it or cool it. If it's kind of stable, the fridge will last longer. If it's not having to cool down stuff, like if you put warm water in there and it's having to cool it down, it won't have to work as hard. But the system that I like to do, and I was actually using this on the Sequoia, is the fridge is plugged into the battery. The battery has its own cigarette lighter charger. So that's plugged into my cigarette lighter back here. So on the Tundra, that second battery system's always on until I turn it off. But on a normal vehicle, when your cigarette lighter is only on when you're driving, it basically will charge that battery when you're driving, and then when your car is off, then the battery itself will just run the fridge until you start your car again and then recharge the battery. So it's kind of a nice little everyday setup. We actually used this setup on July 4th when we were out. We were going to the pool, and then we had to go to a family get together later, and we had a pie that needed to stay in the refrigerator. We actually used that. So anyway, it's a nice little setup. I'll link it down below. IceCo sent me this, and I do have a coupon code with them, I believe. So I'll put that down below. It's probably an affiliate link, so I appreciate you using my links and my codes whenever I have them. So anyway, I'm gonna start making some food here. So cooking setup here. The other nice thing about the rack system and the Diamondback that I really like, it's not, you know, a touted feature or anything like that, but you basically have a whole shelf and it's protected from the rain especially, but it's also just nice to have another level of shelving here, but it's just extra nice when it's raining. So you can put your shoes or whatever under here and it's under the tent and basically another place to dry out. Or in my case, set the tortillas and the hot dogs and the cheese here. So we'll get into my cooking segment here. So turn the gas on and then we will, I don't know if you can see it, get the gas going and then ignite it. Easy as that. The igniters on these are actually really good. And I'm kind of joking because obviously this is the easiest thing in the world to make. And I like these ones, the Johnsonville jalapeno cheddar. Actually, I realized we didn't bring any condiments, but you don't really need condiments with the wienerdillas, if I'm being honest. I think we'll just start off with making 2 of these babies. Don't really need any oil or anything for them. So very minimal effort, yummy camp food. Cooking the dogs still, you just kind of get those to whatever doneness you want. And then again, no condiments, no oil, minimal mess. I'll just kind of cook a ghetto quesadilla on here, try and get the cheese as melted as I can. And then once that's done, got it. Wrap it around the hot dog. On these style wieners specifically though, you want to cook them until the shell kind of pops. Otherwise, your first bite may be may shoot the juice out at you. Just pro tip. So the trickiest part of this one-sided quesadilla process is not burning the bottom while getting the cheese a little bit melty. So it's getting kind of melty here. And then you just put the dog in and roll it onto there. You might burn your fingers, so go quick. But that's basically it. You got a gourmet. I don't know if you can see the melted cheesiness there, but pretty gourmet dish. This is it's honestly about as perfect as you could ask for. See, the cheesiness is melted. Keep it together in a nice little roll. Kind of oozing out there a little bit. And this will be delicious. Talon, keeping it truly budget. Truly budget.
Budget gear, budget food.
It's nice. Anyway, we got 2 perfectly crafted wienerdillas here. Nice, slightly crispy outer shell, fully melted Mott's cheese, delicious jalapeno cheddar in the middle. I mean, you really can't ask for a better camping food, in my opinion. It hits. It hits.
That's good. Dang.
I grew up poor, so I let Talon in on all the little poor. He grew up kind of poor too, I think. Look at that. We grew up poor, teaching Talon about eating ramen raw, and here he is in a $65,000 TRD Pro. How the turns have tabled. All right, it's about ice cream o'clock.
The lights in here are so nice.
So bright.
So bright.
Oh, there's lights on both sides, actually, for both compartments. That's pretty nice. What I didn't realize on this, actually, was that when you pull the divider out, it just slides up and out. This dual zone, yeah, so
it'll automatically change.
It just pulls all the way out. It changes automatically to single zone. And then once it slides back in, it goes, oh, some food slid in the way. Goes right back to dual zone. So that's actually pretty slick little feature. All right, we got the Reese's, baby. Thanks, dog. well, Talon and I have been hanging out and just kind of chatting for a while. Night's winding down. Hopefully we don't get too much more rain. I won't mind, but Talon doesn't have the best tent setup. You can watch his video for how all that went. But I'm just gonna put kind of my junk back in under the cover, close it up, and then just brush and hop up in bed. It's not super, it's like probably in the 50s, probably get down into the 40s tonight. So nothing too bad. I got plenty of blankets and stuff, so it's gonna be a comfy night for me. No complaints. So yeah, it's been a good night. Sync up with you guys in the morning. All right, good morning. Not a bad night's sleep. Uh-oh, camera lens is a little foggy. But nice little morning. Talon made it through the night. Actually heard a diesel out here, and we got a visitor coming, deciding to camp next to us, which, you know, is what it is. This is a pretty big camp spot area. So Talon and I were kind of talking about, I bet on a busy weekend, which it's not really anymore, it's Monday now, people would come in here and try to camp with us. And here it is. One of the more underrated things about this tent probably is the amount of pockets it has. So these ones are nice to throw like shirts or jackets or bigger items in, kind of mesh so they can air out and dry out a little bit. One of those on either side. We got these high pockets up here. So those pockets, and then we got pockets on the side here. We got vents up top. I usually leave those top of the windows cracked, and then this whole mesh portion, there's an air gap between the lid to kind of keep the heat down, but also just ventilate out up through there and out the side. So it's pretty slick. So I'm gonna deflate the mattress here basically, and I just kind of fold things up to have a little more of the bulk in the middle of the tent, because when it folds down, these walls will kind of come in on the inside. All right, all packed up, ready to roll out. How's your cheap Amazon setup?
It was exactly what you think it would be like. $20 tent, $20 sleeping bag.
You went from a life of luxury to a life of living out on the streets.
The truck is luxury.
That's true.
Camping is not.
That's true. That's true.
I can't afford a rooftop tent now.
It's still good times.
Yeah.
Still good times. All right, well, we are heading out of here. We both got some things to do this morning, so we're not gonna hang out and make breakfast or anything, so catch you back in the driveway. Hey guys, back in the driveway now. It's actually been like a month, so yeah, over a month. Daughter is over a month now, so I kind of forgot about this video and didn't do a driveway breakdown because I think I basically had the baby right after. So there's been some changes on the truck since then. A lot of times I do these driveway breakdowns to kind of talk through the gear that I was using, because I'm a gear focused channel, so if I don't talk about the gear while I'm out there, people ask a bunch of questions. What was that? How do you like water? So this video actually talked a lot about the gear while I was out there. So I don't think I really need to break that down much. This truck has changed a little bit. This is probably, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have this truck set up like full overland mode all the time, honestly. So it kind of is right now, but I'll probably still kind of set it up with an open rack system and use it just kind of for work-related things. I may, if you missed it, I bought into part ownership of Up Top. So we make racks. So this got an Up Top kilo roof rack on it. Real nice, low profile, nice shapes. Anyway, I may develop a new rack system for the Diamondback covers that is a little more how I would use it. This one, again, full camping mode, kind of locked down. It does have our prototype. These are in production now, but our prototype of the cheapy folding table carrier. So that's on there. And this is the mid-height bed rack with just a bunch of stuff on it. But the same tent I used in the video, and everything else has been good. Still love this truck. Still, I think, honestly, my favorite truck that I've ever owned, I could say. I think my favorite truck I've ever owned, this 24 Tundra, an amazing truck. So anyway, that's honestly about it. I do have the Lexus build. I'll show a lot of people have been asking for a dedicated kind of video update of this. The light is really harsh, so I don't know if you'll be able to, I don't think my camera will be able to reconcile the bright and the shade, but a lot of work has been done to this. I'll just do a video later. But the Tundra, man, whew, been loving it. In other news, putting solar on the house this week and working on actually a whole home battery backup EMP proof system. So I'll be able to flip a switch and go fully off grid on the house, and it's a big battery system and a decent size, about 10 kilowatts of solar. So that technically will be able to run my entire house indefinitely if I ever need it to. So that's that was one of the big kind of prepper items that I've been wanting to do and finally doing it. Roosters are roostering, and a couple other projects I'm going to be knocking out soon, but that was about it. I'm going to go camping again this weekend, so I'll have another Weekenderlander coming up soon. Probably, since this truck is set up and ready to go, I will just take the Tundra. I could take the Lexus, but I think I'll just take the Tundra. Let me know if you have thoughts down below if you want me to take one or the other, the Lexus or the Tundra. But the Lexus isn't really set up for sleeping at the moment. It will be later. This is set up for sleeping, so probably the Tundra. Tacoma, haven't really done any work on it yet. It's still bone stock, but I have suspension ordered, wheels, actually already have the tires and bumpers. We'll probably install a rack and the Diamondback this week or next week. So that's coming soon. Some updates coming soon. Cool. All right, I think that's it. I actually have to go right now to take my old Tacoma, get a new tent on it for my buddy, because he's buying a new tent at Free Spirit for his whole family, the King, and I'm going to go put that on, so he's going to have that for camping this weekend. All right, I think that's it. I got to go. Family's inside crying at me. So, appreciate you watching. Appreciate you thumbs upping. Appreciate you kind of following along on the journey, as it is there is light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still a busy season of my life. So, appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys next time.